Okay, so we find ourselves needing to change some small ICs, and that is, if it will focus, come on, I don't know whether that's focusing or not. Yeah, I think it probably is. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, we need to change these ICs. That one's been removed with hot air, which we already have. I sold all my VGA Rework stuff many years ago. Most people these days will use Chipquik, which we've got here, and some of the SMD 291 Chipquik flux. Nice to see a good expiry date, 29th of January 2025. I recently purchased some T-Core 75S, and it was, I don't know if it was RS or Farnell. I think it was from Farnell. Had a 2-week expiry date on it, so yeah, they'll be replacing that in sometime in September. It's really expensive stuff. It's, you know, like 45 quid a tube, so you expect a slightly longer expiry date. So anyway, so we've got everything we need for this chip, but I thought I would see if we could get a cheap Rework station just to go on a separate part of the bench, and managed to find one for less than 200 quid. Now I have got a small preheater plate that we use on the main workbench, but I just thought this might be worth getting, so we're going to do the usual unboxing video. Not expecting great things, but I mean, what are you going to get for under 200 quid these days? So we have, this is a Yihua, and I think the model was the 853 AAA. It's ticked somewhere, yeah, the other side, 853 AAA. So we've got a little thank you for shopping with us. We're going to quickly test that to make sure it is as it should be. You never know with this Chinese stuff. Yep, that is a pass, so all 3 conductors are connected. So, little leaflet, mains cable, we have operation manual. Okay, oh, these are the safety instructions, important safeguards and warnings, so that's that. Operation instruction, yeah, just the basic look at that. Yeah, very basic. Okay, let's have a look to see what we've got in the box. So we have some flux paste, okay, didn't know we had that in there. Made in China. Okay. Get some of this packaging out. Let's get this box out. This one contains this one has got a soldering iron stand. We've got a silicon guard around the front. We've got a little tip cleaning tin there. Quite know what that's for. Oh, hang on. I mean, yeah, this is pretty well made. We've got tip holders at the end. We've got screwed in piece. So there's 2 screws going through there. Not entirely obvious what that is holding. Oh, is it the? Yeah, I think it's. No, I don't know what that's holding in actually. It's not a concern. That looks like it's some sort of roller for solder to perhaps sit on, and then it goes onto the side of the machine. That we have, if you can see that, it's a little IC lifter. It's like a little forked, very thin piece of wire that's stiff enough to flip up an IC that you're working on or trying to remove. Okay, we have some knobs, where they go. We have the hot air gun rest. We have we have a range of nozzles there. We've got the usual 3 or 4 round nozzles. Strangely, we've got a square one, and if I'm not very much mistaken, that is exactly the right size for that IC. I didn't know we were getting a square one, but yeah, that is in there, so they are good. There's a few bits falling out here by the looks of it. Now, I'm not expecting much in the way of tips, but there's a couple floating around loose in the bottom. We've got some brackets, probably to assemble the soldering iron and the hot air on the side of the machine. In here we have, well, it's an upright hollow tube that's just been capped off, and it screws in. It's probably where the hot air will move up and down. In here we have a soldering iron. Oh God, you know, that's not bad either. That's a nice, good grippy silicone rubber piece here. Quite a long, it feels like silicone. This feels like a very good quality cable. I don't see any markings on it anywhere, but it certainly feels like silicone to me. Yeah, not bad at all. Onto the hot air gun. That is pretty much exactly the same as the one I already use. The end is unusual, you can see that. Yeah, very unusual. Oh, must be okay. Certainly going to swirl the hot air around. Don't think it's like that on the other one I've got. So that's that. Right, what else have we got? We have, oh wow, some tweezers. Don't suppose they'll be up to much, but let's give them a chance. Bloody hell, how the actual tips line up perfectly. Don't know whether you can see or not on the camera. I was not expecting that. So, yeah, tweezers. This bag has, oh, this is the holder for the hot air gun. Yeah, it's a is it plastic? You know what? I think that's a an alloy. Yeah, it is. That's a metal alloy clamp goes onto the rod, and you can adjust the height of the hot air gun. Excellent. Right, now the main units. Oh no, we've got more stuff. Oh, this is the box. Sorry, the all of the tips that have just fallen out. So we may even have more in there. So we'll get this out. Okay, so we've also got a warranty card in there, not that that's really much importance. Yeah, just a 1-year warranty, and a whole bunch of tips. I mean, they don't look very good quality, to be fair, but I don't know what you'd expect at this price level, but there's quite a selection. And some quite fine ones, and that's a useful, just pointed one. Double-sided chisel-y one. Okay, let's have a look at the main unit. Oh, have a tip on there. Right, so we have, I'm just going to lift it up, it's surprisingly heavy actually, as you can probably, let me see if I can bring it a bit closer. We have hot air on and off, infrared preheat plate on or off, iron on and off. Looks like we have the iron temperature, preheat plate temperature, hot air temperature. We have the airflow there. Yeah, it's a little bit rough at one end, but not too bad. Okay, so those little bolts were to, the knobs were to go into here, so you just slide this around and lock it in place. Quite a range of movement on there, so not the best fit in the world. The wrong size rod's been used really for that, but hey, we'll cut them some slack there I think at this price. Okay, and as you can see there we have a small infrared ceramic preheater. On the back we've got an on-off switch, fuse holder, just vents underneath and on the sides. Got some sort of authenticity code here that you can scratch the covering off. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so I think probably what I will do then is just assemble this, but that is a very small size. It's going to be perfect for what I need, if we actually need it. The preheat plate here is it's 4.5 by 4.5, I would say. Yeah, absolutely perfect for what I'll be working on. It's not going to take up too much space on the bench. So yeah, very pleased with that so far. So let's get it assembled and then we'll be back, I think on another video. Actually I might not get this done tonight, but we'll have a closer look at that perhaps tomorrow. But first impressions for less than 200 quid, yeah, pretty reasonable. Okay, so that was pretty quick to assemble. Rubber feet hold that quite secure. There is a small issue. This is, I'm guessing, for a roll of solder, as I mentioned in the earlier segment, and there's two foam strips on there, and there's 2 holes on the back of the machine, and I've got 2 screws, but the holes in that don't line up with the holes there, so it's kind of like a bracket is missing to allow you just to slot this on, which is a shame, but I mean, it's not an issue for me particularly because I won't be using that. So you can see the hot air fixing system, just a bracket at the bottom that's supporting that. There's a screw that goes into the rod, another bracket here holding the tube. That is all quite solid. I wonder if this could have just been a little bit longer. There's not much adjustment in the height. Now they do include this ring that you can see there, and I suspect it's just a lock ring, so in case you do something stupid like undo this and then just, you know, let it drop down. It's a shame nothing fits. You know, they've used the wrong sizes pretty much everywhere. Here are the wrong sizes, so it all, you know, there's too much slack. You could put new rods in here. In fact, I may do that in the future and get the right sizes. Could well be that the holes in these bits are not the same diameter as the holes they've drilled in the aluminium. I mean, for under 200 quid, I shouldn't be bleating too much. So yeah, the height adjustment, you've really only got you know, that amount, which let me just put this down for a minute. Let me put it back up again. Yeah, there we go. It's absolutely fine, you know, unless you've got something very, very tall. We're a decent distance away from the ceramic heaters, so that is good. Come down, there we go. I fitted that square nozzle because that's the sort of what's the chip that we'll be working on. Bit of a funny arrangement here. You've got 3 screws at the bottom, 1, 2, and run around the back. The same with these. 2 of them are touching, and the other one, you know, around the back there actually isn't touching anything, as you can possibly see there. But with a little bit of tweaking here and there, you can get this to square up. Again, not critical. Left or right mounted for the hot air gun if you want. A little cable tidy system there. Just be careful if you get one of these that you don't cross thread the knurled nut there. And this one the same. So got all those off. We've got it plugged in. Just turn it on at the back. I guess because they're all turned off, we're going to get nothing on there. Let's just spin this round. I've taken the silicone off of the soldering iron, so let's just power the hot air first of all. Let's give it 5 on the air. Okay, so it's set for 300. Oh yeah, that's working. Oh, that's quick. Yeah, that's hot. See what we get up to. Oh, yeah, quite a good blast of air coming out there. Nice that you've got the display on the left matching the airspeed. If this senses there's no air for some reason, it will cut off the heating element to protect it. Yeah, that's nice, like that. Here we lower the temperatures. There's obviously no preset buttons, you just literally press and hold. There we go, and that is the new point that it wants to go to. That vibration is just coming from the motor and the way it's fitted. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, now this will stay on when you turn it off, I hope, like the other one does, to not damage the element. So if we turn this off here, the air will still go, and normally it will get down to about 100 degrees and then it will turn itself off. There you go. So that works perfectly. I'll just turn the air down. Okay, the infrared preheat plate next. 50 degrees. I think that's probably what it's been set to. Yeah, it's at 32. Oh yeah, I can already feel that heating up. Ooh, 3 seconds. It's one piece, but it's been split into 3 with those little bars across there. Yep, that is very quick to react. I think when that is turned off, it will just go off. Actually, let's turn that up. See how quickly that can reach 60. Yeah, there we go. It's starting to go now. I didn't give it very long. So yeah, that is fine. And then you've got the soldering iron. So I'm not going to, let's just bring that down. No need to get it stinking hot at the moment. A minimum of 200 apparently. Not a problem. It's going to be normally around the 350 range. So yeah, that is relatively quick. I mean, it's not like my Ursa, but then this is less than 200, and the Ursa Icon 2 is best part of 800 or 900 quid. But there you go. That is up to temperature. I should dip it in the flux now. But yeah, another day for that. Don't suppose there's a standby mode or anything like that. It would not be possible at this price point. But yeah, the preheater is up at 60, and yeah, you can feel the heat. Obviously it's going to be a lot more than that in operation, but just wanted to show you the function. That is the soldering iron off, preheater off. So yeah, apart from some tolerance issues which of course go away when you lock these up, but it would have been much nicer if they'd either drilled the holes smaller or used you know, a thicker rod and then drilled out these end stops. But for 200 quid, yeah, don't think there's any complaints with that. And then just off at the back and we are done. Delighted. That is well worth the money for these small jobs that we find ourselves now getting involved with. So yeah, look, hope that was useful. The link to it, where did I get it from? Amazon. I also noticed in the back of the instructions there is a full range of soldering tips, and there is also a range of these nozzles: quad flat pack, dual inline, SOP, PLCC. Yeah, very useful indeed. So I'll probably give it a bash tomorrow with a scrap board just to lift off the IC that we'll be replacing, hopefully, and yeah, see how we get on. Anyway, I hope that was useful.